alone in this world with no friends in sight. I am attempting to make a beautiful farming village, but I'm stranded in a frozen tundra with nothing but the clothes on my body and the items in my house. Today we've got two major projects to accomplish. We need to get better tools, as the ones we have keep breaking, and we need to get a good source of food. Baked taters and bread just aren't cutting it. To speed things on a little bit, I decided to do a stream on Wednesday where we ended up finding a ton of iron while caving, and we were able to get ourselves fully decked out in complete iron armor, which is completely amazing. We even found a mineshaft that we explored and found a lot of cool things. Did run into a few mobs, like a spider and a creeper and some skeletons and zombies. Then we did find some pretty cool treasures, which some of it was good, some of it was not. Found a fortune 2 pick, and even got ourselves some diamonds, which was a great start here. And on stream is where we managed to find these household sheep. See, after mining, we went for an overworld adventure where I met a creeper and brought some sheep home. Now that we're all caught up, I wanted to show you this path that I've been working on to come down into this cave area where we are going to set up our mineshaft. This is the cave where I have been mining and gathering resources from streams and from last episode as well, but I decided that this would be a great spot over here to dig out a room and get our enchantment setup put in place. And that is a little bit better. Of course, we're going to need more decoration and bookshelves to make this a usable, functional space. I fell in a hole. And down here, I wanted to show you is where we're going to be doing our mining. Now, the goal is to block off some of this area here and just create a staircase that goes straight down to the different levels of where I would be mining the different types of materials. But before we get too carried away with that, I think it's going to be a great idea to get a couple of other farms started up just so that we can get the materials needed to make sure our tools become the best possible ones that they can be. And to get started with that, I'm going to need a decent amount of wood, some water, some sugarcane, some fences to watch the sunset, kind of. And finally, to get a couple of cows. While we're waiting for our cow population to grow, I think it's a great time to do some digging. And of course, why not just make y'all watch me dig the whole way down? No, I'm just kidding. Let's get this off in a time lapse. I have been digging for a very, very long time, but I think that I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do now. For this point, I think it would be a really good idea to start enclosing the space in about this shape, and I think it's going to end up looking, I think it's going to end up looking pretty good. We'll have some more space over here on the side, which is going to be awesome because as I am mining, I'm collecting all the resources and I'm going to store them all. And in each build that I make, I'm going to have a storage room for a specific type of resource. The main focus for this over here is going to be all of our building blocks like stone, ores, and different things like that. We definitely want to close this in too. And that, I think, is starting to look a lot better, but I do think we're going to need to come along and vary up the blocks here a little bit later. Now, I do want to trim out some of this area to make it look a little bit more like it was cut out by man, which is exactly what it is, but we also don't want to make it look so square and finished. But we'll come back to that and see exactly what we want to do there. As for now, we need to feed up our cows a bit and collect our sugarcane as we are getting a bunch of it here. So I got a couple of chests started here for different resources that we pick up, and I really don't want to get rid of any of it because all of it's going to be great building blocks for the future. I'm going to get back to mining and I will see y'all in a second once we've gone all the way down. Then we can actually work on building the mine. Well, this certainly complicates things. Our mine opens into a giant cave. I mean, it's fine and good and all, but it definitely makes things a little bit more difficult to get to. I mean, I could turn the mine, but I kind of like it opening up into this cave. We'll just have to find a way down. But I think for now, we'll go ahead and switch gears, and I'll meet you at the top. Now, this is kind of what I'm thinking for the entrance here. We start with a bit of an ornate sort of entrance. I know. It needs a bit of work, and that's the plan. I just wanted to show you a little bit of what we got started. I have some slabs for the roof here. We got some pillars with the walls, and then of course we have some spruce wood because, well, it's the best kind of wood that there is in the game, you know. Then as we walk in, we'll be planning to put a bit more cobble mixed with some dirt and some other types of blocks, and have some sort of structure here that makes it look like it's being held up by fences. Now, I think that's going to look really, really good, so I'm going to get to work, and I'll see y'all in just a quick second. Here's a better view of the plan. We have the path coming down here through the side of the hill. Turn here and you'll go towards the cows and the sugarcane, which I actually have a plan later, not in this episode, in a future episode, where we're going to build a better looking area for them. And then you turn around here and come into the mine. Now again, it's not complete just yet. There's a few more things that I want to add, maybe some fences here to add a little bit more to the aesthetic, and a fence or two there. We'll replace this block here with a bit of dirt, and it looks a little bit more supported now, so when you come in you get all of these spruce fences that add support to the structure, and I think it's working out pretty well. It definitely looks interesting, to say the least, but I like that this is poking out a little bit, so it looks like maybe the fences are going through the blocks to support things, and the blocks kind of add a bit more structure to it, and it kind of does that here and in a couple of other places as well. Now, another thing I started doing is, yes, we have this area here for some storage, but then I decided to come off here a little bit, and we'll carve a little bit of a room out here for chests and things like that, or blocks that we'll be getting down in the mines down there. Now, I think the only thing that really needs to happen now is add a bit of decoration, use some lanterns instead of torches, and of course, maybe add some greenery or something like that around, and some life. We'll definitely need some life in the build. Maybe make it look like it's been used. And of course, we still have to finish this out, but our cows are coming along real slow. So I'm going to do a bit of work, and I will be back with y'all in just a quick second. So I've done a bit of work here. I added a few lanterns along the fences, and well, I guess I added fence and added a bit of path block here as well. And then we came down here. I did switch some of these blocks out. I thought it would look a little bit better varying the wood with the dark oak and the spruce. I think that looks really good. The fences, I still really like how they all turned out. I've got a few lanterns hanging from them and on top of them, and I did vary the path stone here a little bit, added some andesite and some cobble in. It makes it feel a little bit different, a little bit more built out. The next thing that we have over here is I've cut down a little bit on this side, which I still need to put a few slabs just to make a little bit more of a path, but I've got a bit of a storage room here, which as of right now the chests are empty, but that is a-okay for now. So the next focus is going to be in here in the enchantment room. I do like how the walls, I cut them deep a little bit like that, but the roof, it's kind of flat. I'm gonna think about a way to change up this roof here, and I am also going to think about a few other decorations that we can add to this roof. Maybe we can find a lush cave or something to add some greenery. I think that it's looking pretty good. One other thing that I may add is a few mine carts and rails. All right, guys, I think we finally have it. I think our mine is pretty well complete. The roof is pretty good, and you got a really nice entrance here with a little bit of greenery there, some ferns and some grass. I ended up adding a chest with a minecart here, remove the double chest there, and move some things around. And you know, you enter, you get some plenty of light, you get your ferns, you get your grass, and then you can look on down that way towards the rest of the mine, which is the main thing that's not complete. You got another minecart there with some rails. Eventually, my plan is to take the rails all the way down to bedrock with a few stops along the way for the different levels of the different places where you can get other ores like iron and gold and things like that. Now, when you come around the corner here, I vaulted the ceiling a little bit, and I didn't want it to be perfectly done, so that's why it's a little bit more to the one side, but I think it looks quite natural and good for this area. Be a few other things that we'll add in here, of course, like bookshelves and things that'll decorate the area out. Now, I do have that lantern there in the corner, but I think it would be best if we maybe hung a lantern from the ceiling here. I think that'll be a nice touch. We may still leave that in the corner there, just to provide light, especially behind bookshelves once we get those in. Now, I did add a grindstone here and a bit of a smithing area because it's going to be perfect for once we get the books enchanted, and a bit of a spot to start smelting copper and different items like that, because it'll be great to add enchantments to tools that we make. Now, I just got to grind out the cows, and I'll see y'all in just a sec after that's happened. Quick interruption, I've got 2 announcements. First one being, we got a new friend. Not quite sure what to name him yet, so if you have any great names, let me know in the comments below. And the second announcement is, well, look at the tree that's above my head. It's an azalea tree. This marks a great spot for where we will be finding a lush cave. Now, we're not going to explore it just yet, but we'll keep it in mind for the future. And it's good. I see that skeleton, and boy, that wolf is really taking it out. And that's better. Now, you can sit here and guard the door. We've got a couple of sheep friends in here that we need to keep alive because they're the only ones in the area. So make sure you guard the door well, and don't you even think about trying to eat them. Yes, I know, they look tasty. Leave them alone and maybe I'll give you some meat later. Are you ready for the big reveal? It's not changed much from the inside here. It's pretty much still the same. We got the everything that we set up earlier with the fences and with the chests and mine carts and things like that. But over here, we got a bit of an entryway that I created. And you come in here and we got a lot of moss and azalea bushes along with our bookshelves. I also retextured the area around here with some cobblestone and some andesite. And I think it really comes along quite well. And let's see here, we can get a level 30 enchantment of Unbreaking 3. Unfortunately, I am not at level 30 and am quite a bit a ways away. But next episode, we will easily solve that problem along with getting some great armor. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button. And if you're new, dig the subscribe button. Always helps me out a lot. Thanks, guys. Bye.